Paratransit is often described as chaotic, lawless, unregulated, or out of control. But here is the uncomfortable truth. Paratransit is not uncontrolled. It's just controlled by people you don't see on government charts. There are rules, there are buses, there are penalties, there are hierarchies, and there are territories. If paratransit were truly chaotic, nothing would work, and yet millions of people get to work every single day. So today we are pulling back the curtain on one of the least discussed parts of urban transport in the global south. Who actually runs paratransit? Spoiler, it's just usually not the Ministry of Transport. This is one of the episodes of Module 2 of the course Urban Transport in Developing Countries. If you like the topic, watch the videos of this course and get a badge from YouTube. I'm Hushman Masumi, it's Urban History. Let's start by clearing up a major misunderstanding. When planners say informal, they often mean no licenses, no official maps, no fixed schedules, and no state enforcement. But informal does not mean unorganized. In reality, most paratransit systems operate under very strict informal governance, sometimes stricter than formal bus companies. Routes are assigned, stops are negotiated, drivers follow rules, fares are controlled, and conflicts are settled. It's less anarchy and more alternative bureaucracy, but louder. Across Africa and Asia, paratransit almost always follows a basic pyramid. At the top, vehicle owners. They own one vehicle or dozens, often not drivers themselves, and collect daily payments as target or rent. In the middle, drivers and conductors. They pay a fixed daily amount to the owner, keep whatever they earn beyond that, and work long hours under intense pressure. At the bottom, passengers. They choose routes and vehicles, apply pressure through demand, and leave instantly if service fails. This structure creates discipline without paperwork. No HR department, no contracts, just economic gravity. Routes are the most valuable asset in paratransit. And no, anyone cannot just show up and start operating. Routes are controlled by associations, unions, cooperatives, informal route buses, and sometimes political actors. Operating on the wrong route without permission leads to fines, vehicle damage, confiscation of keys, exclusion, and occasionally physical intimidation. Think of routes like underground rail lines, except these stations shout back at you. In Nairobi, matatus are governed by SACCOs, or Saving and Credit Cooperative Organizations. Each SACCO controls specific routes, registers vehicles, enforces behavior rules, collects fees, and negotiates with police and authorities. Matatu driver doesn't answer to the city, they answer to their SACCO. Rules may include dress code, music volume limits, operating hours, route discipline, and contribution to fines or accidents. Yes, even the chaos has dress standards. SACCOs also provide insurance pooling, loan access, conflict resolution, and political lobbying. This makes them parallel transport authorities, just without office buildings. In Cairo, shared microbuses operate under route-based informal hierarchies. Each route typically has senior drivers, a recognized line leader, agreed fare levels, and shared knowledge of stops. New drivers must get permission, pay entry fees, and earn acceptance. Competition exists, but not total free-for-all. Drivers who break unwritten rules may find passengers discouraged from boarding, harassment, and coordinated blocking. Nothing says government like collective passive aggression. The state may declare routes illegal, but the routes continue operating anyway because demand enforces them. Southeast Asia offers a wide spectrum of informal control models. In Thailand, Songtao routes are controlled by local associations. There are city-level agreements, informal quotas, and strong territorial discipline. In Philippines, jeepney federations control corridors. Political connections are common, and leaders negotiate fuel subsidies and regulations. In Indonesia, angkot routes are historically controlled by strongmen and cooperatives, later absorbed into app-based platforms. In Vietnam, motorcycle taxi stands governed by local groups. App platforms partially replaced physical control. Paratransit didn't disappear, it just learned how to use smartphones. One of the most fascinating aspects of informal governance is enforcement. There are no traffic courts, no appeal process, no paperwork. Enforcement tools include peer pressure, exclusion, informal fines, route denials, and reputational damage. A driver who behaves recklessly may lose access to passengers, be barred from terminals, and be reported internally. Turns out fear of losing income is an extremely effective regulatory tool. Governments often assume paratransit is fragmented, operators are weak, and control is minimal. So they try top-down bans, sudden reforms, and license crackdowns, and are shocked when protests erupt, strikes paralyze cities, enforcement fails, and vehicles reappear the next day. Because they didn't remove a system, they challenged a power network. It's hard to regulate what you don't recognize as authority. In many cities, paratransit unions mobilize voters, fund campaigns, influence elections, and negotiate directly with ministries. In Manila, jeepney federations have shut down Metro Manila multiple times. In Nairobi, matatu groups influence urban transport debates. In Lagos, Danfo unions negotiate daily with traffic police. They are not informal in influence, only in legal status. When thousands of drivers stop moving, the city listens. Passengers also govern the system. They enforce service quality, pricing norms, and speed expectations. Drivers who skip stops, overcharge, and behave badly quickly lose riders. Market discipline is ruthless and doesn't require complaint forms. This constant feedback loop keeps routes aligned with demand. Let's not romanticize everything. Some paratransit systems involve intimidation, gang control, corruption, and collusion with police. But even here, the goal is not chaos, it's control. Violence often emerges when routes overlap, when new entrants appear, and when reforms threaten income. Stability is valuable, even if the methods are questionable. Informal governance survives because it solves problems the state often doesn't. Route coordination, dispute resolution, workforce discipline, financial risk sharing, and rapid adaptation. It's not perfect, but it's functional. And most importantly, it's embedded in everyday life. You can't erase that with a press release. When governments design reforms without acknowledging informal governance, systems resist. Vehicles vanish temporarily. New informal versions appear, and enforcement collapses. Successful cities negotiate with associations, co-design reforms, and integrate leaders into planning. Unsuccessful cities try to replace paratransit overnight, lose political capital, and fail publicly. Urban transport reform is not engineering, it's diplomacy. The biggest mistake planners make is asking, why isn't this system regulated? The better question is, who is already regulating it and how? Once that question is answered, everything else becomes clearer. Why bans fail, why strikes work, why routes persist, and why reforms must negotiate power. Paratransit isn't waiting to be governed, it already is. Cities move not just because of roads or buses, but because of power arrangements. Paratransit survives because it controls routes, it controls labor, it controls access, it negotiates constantly, and it adapts instantly. Calling it chaotic doesn't make it weak. Ignoring its governance doesn't make it disappear. If paratransit were truly informal, cities would stop every morning. They don't, which tells you everything. That was Course 1, Module 2, Episode 4. Who really controls paratransit? See you in the next episode of this course. Until then, remember, cities don't move because of rules. They move because of arrangements. And some of the most powerful arrangements is don't wear uniforms.